Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We are in week 2 of December, which is so exciting because that means we have 2022 around the corner, and we are planning a bunch of 2022 things. If you haven't planned stuff yet, you should start. I am starting to do that with my clients here in the next couple of weeks. We are going to be planning. Good morning, Dolly. We're going to be planning what 2022 looks like. So I am excited because it's a lot of new energy and a lot of amazing manifestations coming to you in 2022. So today we are talking about how one of my clients closed her first 5K client in less than 8 weeks. And many things happen when I work with my clients. One of the things that they get to do is really understand who they are in being a business owner, in being an entrepreneur, and who they are in their market. In their field, in their niche. Okay, they really understand that. And one of the things that I think a lot of people do is that they go into business thinking they sell one thing, but then realize that that one thing is probably going to not sell per se because there's just a lot of competition, or maybe the current audience that they have doesn't necessarily need that thing in return for whatever you're asking for them to pay for. Okay. So what happened with one of my clients, she started with me back in October, and it was really exciting because as soon as her and I connected, we really vibed because, I think a lot of you guys know that I'm a spiritual entrepreneur and I help spiritual entrepreneurs grow their business. So one of the main qualities I look for when I look for prospects is that they are spiritual or have some sort of curiosity around spirituality where they want to learn about that and implement that in their business. So that was very important to me, and that's how her and I made that really deep connection when she started. So she came to me and she thought she was selling one thing, and we worked towards growing that aspect in the beginning for maybe 6 weeks, and quickly saw some trends in her audience, the kind of questions she was getting, and the kind of types of, for example, if people are actually DMing you some questions about something you don't actually sell, it might be a good idea to look at what that is and how you can offer that a need, right? Because if you look at your audience and there's a need for something that you probably can offer, and you pivot your business according to that need, I think that is a great business model. And when people get so gung-ho about what it is that they do, and they don't necessarily look at their audience and see that need and have a open-minded approach to their business, and looking at, what does my people need? What does my community need? What is the need that they're looking for? And how can I pivot my business towards that need? And having that kind of thought process, you guys, really creates for it's like you're solution oriented. You're really looking for solutions for the world. And this is when I say, are you in business for yourself, or are you in business for other people and helping other people in their own lives? And if you answer that question honestly, you can take a look at the results you get. If you're really in business for yourself, then that means you're going to be really stuck and gung-ho into the service that you really attached yourself to. But if you look at the need within your community, what is it that the thing that people keep asking you about? And if you see that and you see a trend, and you really look at, okay, if I position my business to service this need, what would happen? What would happen? And so that's what we did. We pivoted her business 6 weeks into working with me. And kid you guys not, okay, literally 9 days later, she closed her first 5K client. All because we had the wherewithal to be able to change the trajectory of her business. And all the while being coachable during those moments where, you know, if your coach is giving you suggestions to pivot in a way that might serve you and also serve your community, and you resist that, that's going to really deter the process of learning about your business, the process about learning in your own even in your own mind, in your own personal growth and your development of identity, right? Good morning, Court. How are you? So one of the things that I really want to speak about is that this amazing client, the reason why I think that she just really kicks ass is because she does this one thing. Okay, I'm going to drop this one thing that she does. And the one thing, and you know, I get to work with a lot of women that have the same common thing, which is being spiritual entrepreneurs, that they are spiritual in nature and that they have done the inner work. Okay, that is one of the common things that a lot of my clients have, is that we're all women, we all are very motivated to create the life we want. And the very cool component to that is we're all very spiritual. And lucky me, I get to work with spiritual women. However, I caused that in my business. I created this. And I'm saying this because you too can create the same thing. I'm going to drink some of this coffee because it's been sitting here. Okay. So as I work with women in, you know, the space of the online space, women who are creating products and services to serve their community, I can see a level, I can see different characteristics in each one. I can notice it, I can see a pattern, because I've worked with so many already that I can see that in the future, I can see something happening for somebody if they continue this nature of whatever it is that I'm going to talk about. The nature of, I'm going to share with you in a little bit, but I also see that if you are not successful, it's because you are not doing this thing either. Okay, so it's like the secret sauce to being successful, I think, in any coaching partnership. Anytime you're in a partnership with a coach, or even with someone who is an expert, or someone who is just a little bit smarter than you, is more aware than you, just a little bit higher of knowledge of the thing, right? If you're working with someone in that capacity, you can do two things. You have a decision to make every single time. You are either consuming the information, or having a call with the person, or just around the person, and you're taking in the information, right? You have two decisions. Number one, you can resist the information, doubt the information, worry about the information, whether it might work or not. You can be in that fearful place of, will this work? Will this not work? Will this work? Will this not work? Okay. You can resist the information. You can poke holes in the information, you know, challenge the information. Okay, that's decision number one. Or decision number two, you guys, is to be fully open to the information and be like a sponge in this. And be a sponge from the standpoint of, I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow, and I am open for whatever opens up for me in this progress, in this journey, in this path. Okay, and when you start thinking about it, see, those are two decisions you can take. If you join, and this is for anybody who's in coaching, or anybody who's even in therapy or even doing the work, any kind of self-growth things, any kind of thing that challenges your ego, anything that challenges your natural state of scarcity, or if you're thinking of letting go of your job and doing this business, or let's say you're trying to land a new career opportunity, like anyone who's doing really big things and you're working with someone to accomplish that, you have two pathways to take, and you're at a fork in the road every single time. You are either consuming their information or you're working with the person. Okay, and the pathways: number one, you can resist the information, poke holes in it, challenge the information, and maybe not even do the thing. Whatever it is that your coach or your mentor is guiding you to do. That is pathway number one. And then pathway number two, you guys, is completely being open in this journey and really allowing for even divine source energy to help and guide you through the vessel of the mentor. Because what happens in even in coaching for me, you don't even have to be spiritual, I don't think. I think source energy, if you're doing the work of helping people, source energy works through you. Even if you're not spiritual, divine energy is going to come into your mind and help you be a better coach because you're helping people. It doesn't mean you have to be spiritual at all. I just think that for me, I am very spiritual, and I love knowing that when I am showing up for my clients, that the guidance I'm giving comes from source, and it comes from this place of abundance, place of looking at the world or the opportunities available to the client I'm working with and really pivoting according to the abundance, right? So that's the reason why I think a lot of the women that do get results in my program is because they are a lot more coachable. They are more open to the ideas of whatever it is that I am suggesting and recommending. Now, results don't have to be money. Results can be healing, a better understanding of yourself. Results can be having a better understanding of the relationships around you. Results can be a better and deeper relationship with your husband or your child or your marriage, having an understanding of what you really want in life, what you deserve in life. It doesn't have to be this tangible thing. It can also be a new perspective on things, a new perspective on your own spirituality, a new perspective on your own divine guidance and your ability to manifest in life. But one of the biggest things that I do want to talk about is how when I work with this one specific person, we did a bunch of stuff in the beginning, and we pivoted the business. And as soon as we pivoted that business, it has gotten her first high ticket client. Okay. And one of the most important things I want you guys to take from this is being open, being coachable. If you're working with a woman or a coach or a man or a whoever it is that you're working with, and if they're suggesting things, be open to it so that you can really get results that you're paying for. And the moment you resist any kind of coaching or doubt the method or doubt the process, that is when you are creating a block of energy that gets in the way from the flow of whatever it is that you're looking to create. And when you do that, you get frustrated, right? You get frustrated with yourself. You get frustrated with your coach. You get frustrated with the results. You get frustrated with life, and it bleeds into relationships and marriage. It bleeds into your own beliefs about you and how you feel about yourself. And it really does create a ripple effect of either negativity because you didn't get the results, or positivity because you were being coachable. You know, a lot of the times I notice as soon as someone comes into my program, I can see how they show up immediately. I can see if they do the work. I can see if they're on it. I can see if they keep their word with me. And with me in terms of anything. It could be fucking anything. It could be posting in our Facebook group, keeping the word from that sense. It could be, hey, I journaled every day this week, or I journaled 3 times a day this week. It could be whatever it is that, you know, we are working on. It could look like taking a shower every day, you know, like as simple as that. But the point is that you keep your word. You do the thing you say you're going to do, and you show up in your life. You show up in your business. You don't let the feelings get in the way of getting the thing done. And then you also don't ride your lows so hard. You know, I think a lot of the times, my clients, some of them will actually ride their lows really hard. And resiliency is a really big, important key factor to being successful. That if you fail at something, you get back up right away. How quickly do you get back up? And how quickly are you able to transmute that energy towards like a zest of like, I'm going to go get it, right? Versus it debilitating you. And that's why I say any kind of failure you guys get, it is fuel in your tank. They say that. It's like a saying. You fail towards success. You literally fail till you succeed. And as you really take that on as like a thing, a mantra, that is when you look at failure differently. You know, if this whole year has been a fucking shit show for you, fucking look at it, see what was draining you this year. Look at the thing that was draining you this year, and look at the thing that really uplifted you, that really, like, you know, helped you become who it is that you are, you know. So those 2 things, obviously you're going to do less of next year. The thing that drained you this year, do less of that this next year. And then obviously what really fueled you up, do more of that. Okay. And this is how you create your life, when you actually take a look at what drained you and what did not. And if it is painful decisions you have to make, you make those decisions knowing that in 2022 it's going to pay off for you. And what I'm saying here is just taking accountability for things. Things don't, if you are in a place where you no longer are fully fulfilled anymore, take accountability for that and start making changes. If you feel like there is a change that needs to happen, take accountability for that change and start planning things out so you can make that shift. And when you start looking at it from that perspective of all you got to do is plan, it actually becomes easier for you when you actually like get in front of a notebook, right? I'm old school. I don't do shit on my thing. I'll plan things out and I'll look at it from like a distance, and I can see it's really not that much of a nightmare. All we got to do is step 1, step 2 until we accomplish it. And I think that is where our mind can get in the way, right? How good are you at maintaining your emotions in all of this? How even keel are you, right? How even keel are you? One of these women that are like highly successful coaches, she has like 100,000 followers. I took a coaching program with her when I was like 19. And at the time, she was a realtor here in Las Vegas, so she wasn't even a coach yet. We took this program together called Choice Center. I was 19. I spent like $2,000 of not my money. I didn't have $2,000 at 19. However, I got it somehow, and I did this coaching program with a bunch of like grown-ups. And she was in there, and I don't want to say her name, but she is now this huge, successful, multi-millionaire coach. And I still follow her from time to time and listen to her stuff, because from the standpoint of history, knowing that she came from where she came from, which is she was a realtor here in Las Vegas. She even did some stuff in like the hospitality industry. And now she has this huge coaching business that staffs like maybe 25 people. and she has a whole, it's this huge thing now, right? And anytime I see her ads, or anytime I see her like show up in my Facebook, because I think I'm still connected to her on Facebook, but anytime I see her, I'm reminded that you can be normal as fuck and make this happen. But the difference between her and everybody else that I've noticed, even before in the group of this coaching program that I did, was that she always had this very powerful presence. And the presence was kind of like, I'm going to speak my philosophy. That was her presence. It was, and one of the things that I even was turned off of for a moment was that she always showed up masculine. There was always this very masculine energy behind her philosophy. Because if you challenged her, she was going to bulldog you all the way to your bed, like all the way down to wherever the fuck you can go away at. She had that ability to kind of like argue with you about the thing, right? Now, I'm not encouraging you to argue with people about your philosophies, but I am wanting you to be more open to how you show up, right? How do you show up in your life and in your business? Do you show up with a strong philosophy behind what you do? Do you show up in a way that kind of resonates in all areas of your life? And if there's a gap there, that causes, you need to look at that gap and see, why is there a hole here? What is the hole? Why did I cause a hole to be here? And a hole could look like failed relationships, miscommunication, commitments that are broken, you saying you're going to do something and you not. You judging yourself in failure, you judging yourself in success, even. Like, let's say you signed on a client and it was only like a $500 client, and you're judging yourself because of that, instead of it being this astronomical 10K client, you know what I mean? Do you judge yourself in all of these things, or do you have this need to compete or compare? Right. And I think one of the things that as a spiritual entrepreneur, we get to take a look at, what energy do I carry as I move into my life? Do I have this heavy level of energy of like, man, it's the month of December and I'm still not happy? Or man, it's in the month of December and I'm still not getting this? Or man, I'm not here, or I'm not at this level yet, or whatever it is that you are like saying to yourself as you move in your life. Take notice of those little sayings, because those little sayings, guys, really affect your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior in every single moment. Okay, and as you start noticing that, write it down. Write it down, share it with someone you trust, a mentor that can help you unpack those thoughts and those feelings. And or you can go towards the community of people that you feel like you can unveil that kind of stuff, and then they can help you kind of navigate in that. Because when you keep it in, that's when you don't allow for the light to shine through and actually give you some awareness around that block, if you keep it in. So everything that we decide to do every day either perpetuates the problem or it heals the problem. And how to heal anything is to dissect the thing, look at it, ask the light to help you with it, and have support around that. And then that's it. Literally, it's that easy. But a lot of people make it so much more difficult. A lot of people also think that it's hard to heal. A lot of people think that it takes time to heal. A lot of people think that it takes like you to have cancer, like, or you to get your car repossessed or your home taken away. Like, people think that you need to do all of these things before you can actually get like healing, when the truth of the matter is just a decision. It's like, bam, I decided today I'm gonna let go of all of this heavy shit. I've decided today I'm going to stand for what I believe I deserve, and I'm going to stand for what I believe my life deserves and my business deserves. It's a decision. It's like you've committed that this is going to happen. You've committed to it. And it's not about these other beliefs about healing takes forever. That just people subscribe to these beliefs so that they don't do the work. Like, it's almost like, well, it's going to take forever, so I'm just going to continue doing this. Or, well, I'm just going to wait until I lose everything. Then when I have nothing else to worry about, so I can do my healing then. You know, it's like, you don't got to wait till that end of life moment. You don't have to wait till like the apocalypse has dropped in your lap for you to actually heal. You can heal today. Maria! Mal, how are you, Mal? Good morning. You can heal, you know, now if you wanted to. And source light, all of your guides and angels are waiting for you to do that. They're actually sitting around, waiting around. Yeah, and they're just saying, hey, is today the day? You know, oh, it's not? All right, it's your choice. We're here, right? Every moment of the day. And you can call in your angels. You can call in Archangel Michael to help protect you. You can call in Archangel Raphael to help heal you. You can call in your own personal guides and angels that have been around you for eons of time. They are waiting for you to let go already. They're waiting for you. But they're not going to force you. It's your will. And that's why they say this thing where God's will is your will. It's totally opposite. It's your will is God's will. Whatever you want to have happen in your life, God wants you to have that in your life. And you can change it up every day. One day you can do this, the next day you can. One day you can choose another thing. But the thing with that is that it's going to be hard for you to manifest quickly. So always choose one thing every single day, that same target every single day. Okay. Thank you guys. A lot of like divine source energy just came through me there. So one of the things that I do want to share is that, you know, being coachable is not just about being a fucking duck out here. I think there's a lot of people that think that when you are coachable, there's a difference between being coachable and then there's another thing where you're just like being a little bitch, you know, or like you can't think for yourself. Like, people judge, am I being codependent? Like, they'll start saying those words. I noticed that like people will start saying those words where I want to be able to make decisions for myself. I don't want to rely on somebody to help guide me, right? But the truth of the matter is that you have the discernment, you have the power to discern whether this knowledge for you is good for you, right? You have the power to like look at it and say, does this feel good to me or does this feel heavy to my heart? And then in that awareness of yourself, you go to your coach and you say it, you talk about that. Because in that, you guys, that's where you learn about you. You learn about whatever blocks that might be in the way from the thing you're looking to achieve, right? So, and don't stop yourself from the moment where you share it and you kind of withhold. You're like, ooh, I don't want to share that because I don't want to look stupid, or I don't want to look like a duck again, or a fucking little bitch. Like, don't judge yourself in the process of being a client to a coach. Don't judge yourself, because what's going to happen is that you're blocking awareness to be fully opened for you in that moment. And the more you are aware, you guys, the more you can problem solve on your own. The more you open up to your coach about whatever the fuck is happening with you, the more you're able to take that awareness on into your life, right? How else do I show up this way in my life? I had a client, it was earlier this year. I could tell that in the beginning she was very like, yo, whatever you want, you know. But in the beginning there was like a little bit of like resistance. Like, am I safe here? Can I do this? Am I safe? Can I do? And it was like a in and out thing. Am I safe? And then eventually she saw that this is a safe place, and that, you know, we can actually do some work together, right? Like some real, like, I'm not going to judge you here. I'm here to just allow you to see the funk so we can heal it. And this goes also for business, because business, all of the funk comes up in business growing, right, guys? All of y'all here are probably all spiritual entrepreneurs. So, you know, as you grow your business, you go through your shit. And in going through your shit, you actually really learn about your capacity to show up. You learn about your strength. So anyway, this client of mine, she really did some work, right? She really did some work with me. And I noticed that as people started funneling into my program, more people started, kind of like talking about results, like people started talking about things, right? And she kind of turned into like mean girl. Like all of a sudden, like I saw a switch from this human being, from her like going from spiritual enlightenment, right? Healing herself, doing all the work. And then like an external thing happened out here that caused her to go back to her old tendencies, which is kind of being like a mean girl, kind of almost um like Mean Girl, like when you think of Mean Girl, like I can't believe this happened with her, and I don't need that, kind of like I'm too good for that, kind of that like Mean Girl attitude. And I noticed that, and it really like made me sad, because it made me question the depth of the healing we did work on, right? Was it there? Like, did we really work on healing? Because how come it's like a regression of how she was in the past. And one of the things that I'm constantly talking about anytime we question being mean to somebody or being nice, I always reference Mother Teresa. She is kind of like, I don't know what it is, but Mother Teresa really lives in me. I do feel her spirit around. Like, I think she's kind of like, I don't know, my like avatar of a spiritual person. I also like that she's a woman. Like, I like that, I'm not referencing God. I mean, God could be female too, or Gandhi or whomever else male spiritual person. But Mother Teresa to me, guys, is like the person. She's the one that really has helped me learn to be more compassionate in instances that I shouldn't, or probably the person deserves less than, right? And anytime I see like mean stuff going on, and I can hear it through the grapevine, okay, people will tell me stuff, okay, so just so you guys know, all right, people say stuff to me about stuff. So anytime I hear it, feel it, see it, I'm always at a place where, how do I respond? Do I respond compassionately? Do I respond in a way that creates boundaries? Do I pour love into the person? Do I help them navigate the darkness that's happening? Do I overgive? There's questions that I have even for myself. And every time I have those questions, Mother Teresa comes and says, just be compassionate. Just be compassionate, no matter what, right? Be compassionate. Obviously, don't be a little bitch and have them like disrespect you, but be compassionate in every interaction that you have. And that's when I realized that I'm going to actually have another live about this, is that one of the hardest things that I've had to learn and move through these past couple of years working with women one-on-one is that even though I get close to my clients, because we do a lot of one-on-one work, that at any given moment, they can make a decision that is out of pocket. And I cannot make that connect to me. Like, I can't make that be a thing about me. That is one of the things that I've really had to learn in this. Disconnecting their decisions about anything to not make it about me and the relationship that person and I have, and really maintaining like that professional relationship. I think even in the world of coaching, it's hard to know your boundaries. Like, I'll give coaching on finances and I shouldn't, right? I think one of y'all got coaching from me that is around like how to deal with finances. And I know that, that's for you to decide on whether you take it or not, but for being a spiritual business coach, all of it is connected. And whether I talk about guidance on whatever it is that's happening with you, I always want you guys to make the best decision, obviously, for yourself, but then also be open and honest with whatever it is that's happening with you guys. Because I think the biggest thing about, again, having success in your coaching program is to have that open, honest relationship with your mentor, your coach, your guidance. and being able to really identify the problem, the things that you need help with. And then in that, you can really move forward in whatever it is that you're accomplishing, whether it be getting pregnant, whether it be getting engaged. One of my amazing clients here, she is working on her romance life, and she has really transformed the way she is dating, and I think that takes a lot of balls and bravery to take coaching from the standpoint of, I've been heartbroken so many times already. I've been like disappointed so many times, and she's still going after it, and she's still putting herself out there, and she's still deciding to create the life she wants. See, guys, not only do we work on business growth, but we also work on everything else that's important to you, because once those buckets are full, it bleeds into your business, it bleeds into your clients. And it's so important to be able to have that understanding of all of the aspects of life. Not only do you focus on business, you guys, focusing on how you show up. Last week I talked about how my mom, or not my mom, but how I showed up as a mom to my kid. Guys, it has improved like 3,000%. That ability of like being able to talk about it with my 5-year-old, being able to like talk about it with my 7-year-old, being able to just have more of a wherewithal about the whole thing really has helped me like disconnect my emotions about it. Like, I think in the beginning, anytime I'd see my 5-year-old cry, I made it about me. Like, oh, what did I do? Right? Like, what did mom do? And when I disconnected it to not be about me anymore, I could tell that I could solve the problem faster. I could help her shift her ideas or her moods faster. And I was able to take a look at her energetically accepting that she's just 5, and just letting go of the pressure around being this perfect mom, or being like, not necessarily perfect is what I'm saying, but more like a kumbaya mom. Like, I think that's what I want to ideally be, is that kumbaya mom. Like, everyone comes to me and we go kumbaya it until it's healed, right? Like, that's ideally the kind of mom I want to be. But the truth of the matter is that that's not going to work. Not in all aspects of problems, right? You also have to be more logical sometimes. You need to have more planning involved. You need to have more no emotions decision making involved. And we can't be kumbayaing every single time somebody cries. That's another learning for myself as well. However, in that, I was able to see, what I was doing that was not helping. Me attaching my child doing the thing and her crying. And where can you guys take accountability even in your own relationships, where you're attaching yourself to the thing and emotionally attaching, like, oh, something happened to them, that's my fault, or what did I do, and even and really, what if you look at the problem to that, it's really more fear of not being liked is really, if you look at the root of why people, like, even for me, why did I do that? I looked at it because I didn't want to not make my daughter like me. Like, did I disappoint her? Oh my God, that, oh my God, did I do this to you? Like that feeling of, did I disappoint my daughter, and will she like me? Or will she like me when she's 15 in high school and it's time for her to really talk to somebody? Again, I fast forwarded out all the way out 10 years from now. So like, for you guys, if you are causing like emotions to happen because you're attaching yourself to that thing, what is the root cause of that? Is it because you don't want to have people not like you anymore and you're afraid that you're going to be alone? Or do you fear, like, one of the things about being spiritual is that you're constantly going to be challenged about your spirituality. And I've been challenged and I've had decisions to make on how strong do I want to put down my beliefs in these conversations, and or how do I want to gracefully just say, yeah, whatever you say, buddy, right? Or how strongly do I say, no, this is absolutely wrong. That's not how I feel, and I'm not going to cower to you. There's a really strong, like, position that people make when it comes to spirituality and religion. And at what point are you going to, like, let that take over even in conversations? Like, and then I always, there's a big thing where if you feel the need to prove to anybody, like even in your own stances, in your philosophies and beliefs, if you have that need to prove, there's a need to be accepted. And then, needing to be accepted again is wanting approval. You see how it's not about, oh, they're wrong. It's about the need to approve. I've even have people come to me and say, hey, do I respond to people in Facebook when they talk about these things that I just don't agree with? I say no, because you're entertaining a back and forth of contrarian beliefs. At this point, are they going to pay you? At this point, are they going to be a client of yours? At this point, is it going to be even worth your energy? The answers are probably all no. And so, we can really get pulled in conversations just because we want to be approved, and having this wherewithal, you guys, is really important, because you can do the thing and not necessarily know why you're doing it. You're just like, oh, I'm out here being a little bitch. But really, you got to look at the depth of the reason why you do things. I feel like I went on a tangent on a lot of shit, y'all. Okay. So excited. I wanted to come here and celebrate my amazing client who really kicked ass these past couple of weeks together, or couple of months, and then being able to really take on her business in a new way. And then this happened. So closing her first 5K client. I'm just so proud of being able to see that and witness the growth in a lot of my clients. I've even have another client who's closing like bigger coaching contracts, which is like amazing. One of the best things is to see the growth, right? What are you doing when we work together in January? And what are you doing when we work together in December? And having these amazing growths in how you are showing up in your business and being able to witness that is so, so big. And the reason why I do what I do. And even in moments where, clients can do things that are like, what the fuck just happened? I remind myself of the growth that my clients get to have as well, to just keep me grounded in what I do for everybody in this community. Even if you're not my client, you guys can literally go through my timeline and get fueled the fuck up. Okay. All right. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I am closing up the enrollment for Expand. This is the last week for enrollment for the Expand. It's the Confident Businesswomen's Academy Expand program. This is going to be the official last week of enrollment for the year. And I am reopening up back maybe January or February, but for the year, this is the last week. If you guys have been interested in working with me, I recommend to book a call. It is going to be the last week again. And then I'm going to take a break for the next few weeks. Obviously, I'm still connecting with my clients, but for the most part, I'm going to just woo-saw for the rest of the couple of weeks of the year. And that is it, you guys. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love to you. Mwah.